Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and I made a video earlier tonight and I had a bunch of people try to tell me, Jason, you done fucked up and all this other stuff. And I'm sorry guys, I'm about to educate you guys, and I'm just going to link words by medical doctors directly who specialize in diabetes. So that way you don't have to take my word for it. I'm going to assume if anyone works with the American Dietetics Association and they have an MD, they probably are more qualified to talk about diabetes than most of us. But I'm going to link here for you guys a few of the comments. I just screenshotted a few of people talking about how wrong I am and that type 2 diabetics don't need to take insulin. I'm going to link a few of them up above. And then we're going to jump into this. I'm going to work on this stuff, getting my places in. And you guys can see those comments rolling through. Now, the worst part is that I had one of them right along, one who claimed to be a medical doctor. These nameless, faceless people on the internet who always seem to want to try to argue with me or debunk me. You know, Internet 101, guys. When someone jumps up and they claim to be an expert, but, you know, you don't see their name, their face, nothing. They hide who they are. They hide their identity. And make claims to debunk people. You might want to stop back and question if they're actually just a troll. They could be a 17-year-old kid sitting at home doing that and just making stuff up. In fact, frequently they are. So what I'm also going to do for you guys, up first, I'm going to link something from Everyday Health. And you know what, guys? It didn't take me more than 30 seconds of Googling. Yes, all I needed was Google to find medical doctors, experts in their field, talking about type 2 diabetes and insulin injections. Now, the first one is from Everyday Health. All right, and if you could find the full article, it's easy to find. It took me 30 seconds of Google. I just typed in type 2 diabetes, insulin injections. In Google, works wonders. There's a whole host of material, but he came up at the top and stated that in his experience as a medical doctor, yes, you use other forms of treatment like glucophage, metformin. I think those are actually the same drug. Diet, things like that, glycemic load control, things like that, to try to help diabetics get things under control once they're diagnosed as type 2. But the majority, and if you read his article, he tells you that, but he tells you that up at the top also. The majority, if not virtually all type 2 diabetics, if they do not get their diabetes under control by losing weight, diet, exercise, everything else, will eventually have to go on insulin injections. It pretty much, I think he actually says pretty much you can guarantee that eventually all of them will have to at some point, if not permanently, at least temporarily. They will have to go on insulin injections. And that's, again, a medical doctor who specializes in the field. This is one of his areas of expertise. That's what he's saying. Right up at the top of the list on a Google search, you find him. Then I'm going to link for you guys next one, a medical doctor with the American Dietetics Association. Again, the leading authorities on diabetes. And you can see from just part of his article there, I scanned through his article, and you know what he says? I'll tell you what he says. You can go read it for yourself, though. It's easy enough to find. The American Dietetics Association, that in his opinion, type 2 diabetics aren't given insulin quick enough. That in his experience, trying too long to get them, especially if they're not losing weight, they're not getting their diabetes under control, if they're not losing weight, exercising and everything immediately, and they try to use other methods, that in his experience, they end up being worse in the long term if you wait to put them on insulin. That it's actually, in his opinion, poor treatment and poor treatment practice to not put them on insulin earlier. And many get what he feels is neglectful treatment by them waiting too long to put them on insulin until they already have things like renal damage. They have damage to their kidneys. They have other problems associated with their diabetes because they didn't get it fully under control. And yes, insulin injections have their own set of problems, but if you can't get it under control completely, 100% under control, very, very quickly, that not giving them insulin leads to various tissue damage. It becomes problematic. It hurts the people and causes permanent damage that they may not recover from. So it's really neglectful treatment and poor treatment in his opinion. So think about that. These are what the actual experts in the field are saying. Yet I have all these people call me out and say, oh, type 2 diabetics don't need insulin. They don't go on insulin. Well, first doctor I showed you right at the top of the list says they all eventually go on insulin or need to. The next one says, well, they're given insulin, but it doesn't happen fast enough. They're not given insulin quick enough. For the ones who don't get it completely under control, they need to go on insulin sooner rather than later. And that's with the American Dietetics Association, a doctor with them saying that. Think about that for a minute. So how in the world is anyone saying type 2s don't go on insulin? Where are you people getting this from? And it goes back to my original point. If you are in danger of becoming type 2 diabetic, or you are type 2 diabetic, you better get your ass to the gym. You better get your fat ass up off the couch and start walking every day. You better get to a gym, if not do resistance training at home, and you better clean your shitty diet up. Or you will have to go on insulin, and if you don't go on insulin pretty quickly, if you don't sort that stuff out immediately upon being diagnosed, you're going to have tissue damage. You're going to have damage to your kidneys. You could have damage to your retina, your corneas in your eyes. You could go blind. You could lose fingers, toes, things like that. So my point still completely stands. Nothing's been rebuked there. It completely stands. These people need to get themselves to the gym ASAP. They need to clean their diets up, and if not, they're going to be on insulin, and they're going to pay that extra $200 to $400 on the new price markup every single month for the rest of their life. And hopefully, if all the other dangers around the diabetes, all the health risk and risking losing your feet and your fingers and your vision or losing a kidney isn't enough to motivate these people, an extra $400 a month for their medication that's needed to keep them alive, paid out of their pocket, just might be the ticket. That might be what people need when they realize it could be costing them $5,000 a year out of their pockets if they don't lose the weight, they don't get in shape. I think that's fantastic motivation. I think for a lot of people that will hopefully get it done. My point still stands. So again, guys, everyone jumps up and they make these assumptions. I made a statement that I knew to be true because I've known type 2 diabetics personally, several of them who needed insulin. I've gone and picked up insulin for a type 2 diabetic before at Walmart. And yet people wanted to argue with me, including someone pretending to be a medical doctor. Always someone pretending to be something to debunk me. And you guys didn't take 30 to 60 seconds to just do some basic research at medical sites, or to look at the American Dietetics Association, or look at anything medical doctors are saying to see if what you were saying was true before you called me out on a publicly known, widely known medical fact. Come on, guys. I expect you guys to do better than this. And it just baffles my mind that something like diabetes, which is one of the most important topics to the health and fitness world, I mean, this is way up there. Most of you people watching this are involved in fitness in some way. A lot of you guys want to be personal trainers. You want to get your families into shape. How can you not know about diabetes? I mean, this is one of the biggest reasons many people work out, is just to avoid diseases like this, or we see people who develop these diseases and we don't want to get them. I mean, guys, it's really important that you, if you want to understand fitness, that you educate yourself on these things, these different lifestyle-induced diseases. It's important. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.